Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IAS Academy. In this lecture, we will be discussing the comprehensive pact that has been signed between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. So it is a defense agreement. Yes, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan have signed a comprehensive agreement that in the field of defense, and many people are relating it to a pact similar to that of NATO, that is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. We will see if that is similar or not. We will see why they have done that, what repercussions or the impact, the positive impact it can have on Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. At the same time, why does it matter to India? What does it mean for India? And what are the way forward for India with respect to this? So let's get started with the news. So the news is about Saudi Arabia and Pakistan signing a comprehensive defense agreement. Now, this is very interesting with respect to the time wherein it is when it is coming. It comes just a week after Israel's strike on Qatar. So Qatar was struck by Israel. Now, after this attack, it probably becomes important for other Middle East countries to be aware of these kind of attacks from Israel or any other nation for that matter. And we need to understand that Saudi Arabia, for example, in this case, is not a nuclear state, as a result of which they are here can be seen taking the help of Pakistan, which is a nuclear state, which makes it interesting, and this is going to give a huge power to Saudi Arabia now, once we understand what this pact is going to do. Before we get started with that, a small announcement of the new batches that are going to start at Legacy IAS Academy, wherein the experts of UPSC are going to teach you comprehensively the skills, the topics, the micro topics that you need to clear the UPSC Civil Services examination. Now, once you enroll with us, there are a lot of advantages that you get. Some of them are the comprehensive coverage of the entire syllabus, one-on-one mentorship with the faculties that you just saw. There will be doubt solving sessions, regular interaction with the faculties. There will be daily mains answer writing practice, and of course test series for prelims as well as mains. Now the prelims test series consists of both CSAT as well as GS, and the mains test series consists of all the GS plus essay and the optionals that are offered by Legacy IAS Academy. We have a 360-degree approach to current affairs, wherein the entire week's current affairs is taught to you in live classes. If you want to enroll with us, you can download our app, log on to our website, or call these numbers. Now let's continue with the news. So what are the key provisions? Now the provision here is exactly the same that is the provision in NATO. The provision is the mutual defense clause. Under this, it is said that aggression on any one or against any one of the two nations will be considered to be aggression against the other nation as well. That means if there is an aggression against Saudi Arabia by any country, it would be considered as aggression against Pakistan also. And if there is aggression against Pakistan, it would be considered as aggression against Saudi Arabia also. A similar clause which exists in NATO, which says that an aggression against any of the NATO member is considered to be an aggression against the entire NATO countries. I hope that's clear. So what will this do? This is going to basically make, if you are going on a conflict or a war with one of the country, it is going to unite both the countries. And with Saudi Arabia, you have huge amount of money. With Pakistan, they have the nuclearization or the nuclear weapons. So the coming together of these two countries can be a big concern. See, the thing is, it might be a good thing for them to defend themselves against the attack. For example, the attacks like Israel has carried out on Qatar. But at the same time, the kind of notorious nature that Pakistan has, and it keeps on, propagating state terrorism, propagating terrorist attacks, so on and so forth. So India has to respond to it. we do respond to it, but in that scenario, they might take that as to be an attack on Saudi Arabia as well. So there can be a diplomacy issue over here. Now, because of which, what will it mean? It will mean that the military means, or let's say the nuclear umbrella will be created for Saudi Arabia, which it does not have. So what will be the significance for Saudi Arabia? So the specific significance is this. Now, Saudi Arabia is not nuclear, but Pakistan is. In fact, Pakistan is the only Muslim majority nuclear power in the world, and Saudi Arabia has a defense agreement with Pakistan. So doesn't it indirectly make Saudi Arabia as a nuclear state also? Yes, it does. So that is what it will happen. Now, it will add on to their power as well, wherein presently there is a growing mistrust between Saudi Arabia and US. So here Saudi Arabia also has a backing of nuclear state. Now that's a very interesting concept that is coming up. Earlier the states wanted to nuclearize. Now instead of nuclearizing, just simply sign a treaty with a state which is a nuclear state. But it's not as simple as it looks. The other state may not be ready, but here Pakistan has got ready, because Pakistan also knows Saudi Arabia will have huge money to offer. So let us see what is in it for Pakistan. Now, Pakistan is basically going to concretize its relation with Saudi Arabia, which consists of the site of Islam's most holiest place, the Makkah, the Medina, where the pilgrim is done. So it is basically strengthening its position with respect to the country which has the holiest place in Islam. Also, there are billions of dollars that are being put or infused in Pakistan from Saudi Arabia, and after this investment is only going to further increase. Not just that, already there are 1,500 to 2,000 troops of Pakistan stationed in Saudi Arabia. The military station in Saudi Arabia, it is only going to increase. Now, what does it mean for India? So with respect to the strategic implications, now what happens, since Pakistan is the only Muslim majority nuclear power, now this nuclear power gives the nuclear umbrella even to Saudi Arabia. Now this is going to indirectly strengthen Pakistan's military posture also against India. Why? Because of the funds, because of the money that is going to pour from Saudi Arabia. Because then Pakistan will also say, see, I am going to protect you. I have a military base. Let's make it even more strong. So that is why it is going to get stronger. It's going to get the money, so on and so forth. Now, with respect to the policy and the economic dimensions, we have to be balancing our West Asia policy. See, what happens is, because there are state-sponsored terrorism from Pakistan, there are attacks from Pakistan on Indian territory, in India, against Indians, we have to, protect ourselves. We have to respond to them. But in this case, we have to then take Saudi Arabia in good faith, see, of course, we will not take them in consonance, in the sense that we will not wait for their confirmation, but as here we respond on the sidelines, there needs to be diplomatic channel going with Saudi Arabia to make them understand that this is not a war, this is not an aggression which India is doing. This is just a retaliation or a response to what has been done. So our diplomacy here is going to play a very important role. When you talk about energy security, India depends a lot on the Middle East countries, as a result of which we need to balance more. So this is the economic aspect of it. Further, the diplomatic outlook. Now, India needs to position itself as a neutral bridge in the Middle East and the Muslim world, as they call it, a neutral bridge. That we are neutral. What is right, what is wrong. We don't take side. We will have a moral high ground rather. So we need to preserve our strategic ties with Saudi Arabia, but we need to at the same time manage the Pakistan factor. Thank you.